Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Fort Laramie. Fort Laramie, the military post, was founded in 1849. It marked the gateway to the Rocky Mountains. It served many functions throughout its history. It was located along the Oregon Trail to protect and supply immigrant wagons. It later became a major link in the Pony Express, overland stage, and transcontinental telegraph systems. It also served as a base of operations for the High Plains Indian Wars. It was the first sign of civilization the immigrants had seen in 6 weeks. The immigrants were now 1/3 of the way to Willamette Valley. Here, they rested and regrouped. Some would give up the dream, turn around and go home, but most made the decision to push ahead. There was only one building at Fort Laramie that warranted a visit by the Oregon-bound immigrants, the Post Trader's store. It was the only reliable post office within 300 miles. Supplies could be purchased here, too, although prices were outrageously high. Tobacco, for instance, that could be had for 5 cents in St. Louis, but it costs $1 here. Luckily, only a few of the immigrants needed to purchase supplies at Fort Laramie. Most wanted to sell their excess. Their overloaded wagons had become a greater and greater burden, but most held on until Fort Laramie in hopes they could earn some money for their extra supplies. But the Fort Trader wasn't buying. So here, the immigrants underwent wholesale dumping. The trail near Fort Laramie was littered with heirloom furniture, stoves, and food. One immigrant saw 10 tons of bacon by the side of the trail. Despite the temptation, the immigrants did not pick up this valuable litter because weight was the enemy of their wagons. Fort Laramie was never enclosed by a wall. Fort Laramie was always an open fort that depended upon its location and its garrison of troops for security. The fort was later sold to the American Fur Company, and they rebuilt it as an adobe structure in 1841. The fur trade was in decline by then, and fur traders would be gone from Fort Laramie by 1849, when the Army bought them out and embarked on a major expansion. Their duty was to protect the immigrants from the increasingly hostile Sioux. Now for some quotes and primary sources. This is from an immigrant and author, Francis Parkman. In one bargain concluded in my presence, I calculated the profits that accrued to the fort and found that at the lowest estimate, they exceeded 1,800%. From another primary source, pioneer James Clyman, groceries and liquors were exorbitantly high. For instance, sugar, $1.50 per pint or cupful. Flour, $1 per pint.